Zach is the kind of guy who doesn't appreciate you going 90% of the way for him.
That is truer words have never been spoken.
Like you expect perfection 100% of the time, and it's frustrating.
But I will say, I know this was kind of brought up in the Dungeons and Dragons chats. Like, well, we're not that big, but I think we have what it takes if we persevere to be that big. And so
Oh, for sure.
I want to get
I have no.
I want to get the processes down now. Work out all the kinks.
Yeah.
What was the example that happened last night?
We were. You wanted me to join on the Manny's Creeps R Us episode 3, and
Yeah.
I was not home to do it. And I was like, you know what? I really want to be there for the show. I want to hang out with my friends because social distancing is garbage, and at
Yes.
least we could hang out online. So fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I borrowed my mother's iPad Pro, which doesn't have any kind of headphone jack. You have to use Bluetooth. Um, I thought I could use the ones that come with the iPhone Pro 11. That's not the case. It has a totally different charge port. So I couldn't use those headphones, even though I had them with me, but I could not use them on the iPad Pro. And I was like, hey, man, I can join the stream. I have the iPad. I have a room to myself. It'll be quiet. I just don't have headphones. And you were like, no, you need headphones. I was like, I literally can't use any of the headphones I have here. None of them are Bluetooth. And it wasn't good enough for you.
It wasn't good enough for me until you said this thing literally can't accept. Once you told me the reason why, I'm like, dude, you don't have headphones in the house? Like, I know you have headphones in the house.
Yeah.
Once
No,
you told me the
yeah,
reason why, I think we were good to move on, and your
yeah.
quality was
And
fine.
it actually didn't end up being a problem. I guess StreamYard compensates for any kind of
for the echo.
Yeah.
Rainers found out the hard way about my 90% rule.
This is true. This is true. I'm learning
a lot from you
firsthand now.
guys.
All right. So, welcome, beautiful people. My name is Rainer. I am your lovely host. And today I bring you a new collecting weekly iteration called Collecting Rarities. I am joined by two of the most awesome guests I can think of. Would you care to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Dean. I'm the co-host of the regular main show.
I'm Zach. I am the host of the regular main show. Thanks for having us here tonight, Rainer.
Yeah, well, glad to have you, and pray to God I don't screw this up too bad.
I've been praying all day.
Pray to me, Rainer. Okay, pray to me.
It looks like Manny G is up here in the podcast already. There we go. So, what is collecting rarities? Well, let's start with that. In this show, I try to cover the unusual in the collecting world, but stuff that the normal Joe wouldn't know about or wouldn't collect, but still has a cult following. Stuff like custom sabers, custom Lego minifigures, anywhere from heck, a local guy I know collects toilet seats. So
that's true. Yeah. Stamps. I have, in fact, funny story, because I always bring up stamps as a joke with the collecting weekly. The condo that I live in, my mom used to live in, and she came over the other day and started taking out some of her old stuff. And she was like, oh, look, it's a box of my old stamps. And she has collected stamps from like all different time periods, and it's cool just to have this box of stamps.
So, what was the technical term for stamp collecting? Is that philately or philanthropy?
Oh, dude, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't know.
Well, something I got to learn for this show, I guess.
Yeah, I could look it up.
Another episode. So what is a rarity then? We covered that. But let's dive a little bit into what the show is going to be about here. I want to cover rarities. I want to cover different trivia topics, and I also want to cover just general discussion. But let's dive into what are sabers, because I mentioned that a minute ago. So people commonly think, oh, well, you walk into like say a Walmart or a Target and you find the Black Series FX lightsabers and you think, wow, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's where you'd be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
There is a whole underworld out there of different custom sabers. And the reason they're called custom sabers and not custom lightsabers is because of a lovely thing called trademark. Right. But this is where different people, they build these things in their garage, they build these things in shops, and they put all kinds of lovely soundboards in, and it is truly an amazing thing to
It's
see
like an
these
art
things in
form.
action. And yeah, and I have a couple of examples here. This would be a custom saber here. This is my Fallen, and this is not something you can buy in a shop.
Yeah, and that's based off of Cal Kestis' lightsaber,
Correct. That is
which
based
is
off.
another cool thing because Black Series may never touch that saber.
Oh, they may never touch it ever.
Right.
And see, the thing about these custom saber companies is they can make any character they want, and they get around the legalities by saying, "Well, this isn't the Luke Skywalker's episode 6 saber. This is like the Redeemer or something, or this
Right.
is the
They come up with
Reclaimer."
some stupid name for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so these sabers will have custom soundboards, custom electronics. They can do all kinds of cool things. You can upload fonts. You can change sensitivity. They're gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of machinery.
Yeah, and if you have like if you cosplay or something and you're like, "Oh, I want to use a red lightsaber or a blue one."
Or even a yellow, because they don't make a yellow in the FX ones.
Yeah, you can have all of the colors on one saber. So if you're like, I love this hilt and I don't want 6 different versions of it for every color, you can just have it all in one.
Yep.
And it's gonna cost you, but
All right.
you know.
Good night, Sean. Catch you later, man.
Manny says KR sabers are his favorite.
KR Sabers, yeah, they're a brand. There's also Ultra Sabers, there's Saber Forge, there's Saber Trio, there's Vader's Vault, just to name a few. But-
Vader's Vault is like, you better have some fucking scratch, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah, you're talking about $1,200 for a lightsaber and a 6 month waiting period.
Yeah.
And but that's the nice thing is there's lots of different options. The poor man's custom saber, go someplace like Ultra Saber, Saber Forge, something like that, or
Yeah.
even budget options for higher end like Saber Trio, or if you really want to go balls to the wall, of course, Vader's Vault.
Yeah. Even like low end, you're still looking at $500, which compared to your average Black Series of
I wouldn't
150.
I wouldn't go so far as to say 500. It depends on what options you choose. There's different tiers with the custom sabers.
Right.
So you have like Warrior tier, which for some of them they're all called different names of different companies. But you
Yeah.
have different tiers. One is just the hilt with the blade with no sound, just a light. Then you got basic sounds. Then you got rechargeable options. You got multiple sound
if you're
fonts.
going custom saber route,
you're gonna
if-
drop some dunny.
if you're not like battling with a saber, like stunt fighting, why wouldn't you get the sound fonts, the blades, the belt clip? I mean, you're usually going all out.
Yeah.
Because the sabers that are just lights and hilt are what, $90? It's like, what's the point? Like a Black Series saber is technically nicer than that, and it's
Yeah. And see, but the problem with the Black Series is you're not going to get as bright, first of all, because it doesn't
Right.
have the different electronics and LEDs in it, and you're not going to get quite as
you
I
can't
would
fight
say.
with it.
Well, not there's that. I mean, you can fight with it, but you're going to break it.
Right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's just one of the many topics I want to cover on this show. So, let's delve into some other custom stuff that's out there, like Legos, for instance. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Okay. Yeah. Who is this?
So that was a custom by Ingeniero. It's Kyle Katarn.
Kyle Katarn. Why does that sound familiar?
He's from a video game. I think it was Knights something or another. Not Knights of the Old Republic. Something
No.
Jedi Academy something.
Oh, I think you're right.
So, anyways,
yeah, dude, Lego. It's amazing how expensive Legos minifigures can get.
yeah, it's expensive, especially customs. I paid $40 for this bad boy. This is Darth Maul. This is a Big Kid Bricks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I really wanted Commander Cody, and you were gonna help me track down a custom one because the original one was just like so expensive.
Yeah.
And you ended up finding me a real one at like the same price as a custom one.
Yeah, the custom ones, the trick with the custom ones is they're not designed to be played with. If you want a display piece, custom one is a good option, but you don't
Right.
want to mess around with them.
Yeah, they're like heads don't attach. They just like there's like a weird cone on custom ones that it just like sits on. It's weird. Like I don't get
Yeah.
it. If you're gonna mold the piece, just
Well,
fucking
remember
mold
when
it
we
right.
went to that flea market, right? And I was just like pulling the figures apart,
Right.
going, "Oh, that's custom."
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zach.
there's certain things you can look for.
Zach, do you have any? I know you had some Legos. Did you ever dive into the custom Lego world?
Kind of. I know we have bricks and minifigs in San Antonio. They carry on occasion they'll have like the actual like DC-15 rifles for clones.
Right.
I got into that just a little bit. Never to the point of actually like paying for a custom like printed minifig or like custom painted. I think the most I ever did was like combine two parts of different minifigs, like just kind of like built. I mean, it's Lego, so it's not really fully custom, but yeah, I don't really think I ever delved that deep into it. I mean, it always seemed interesting, but I mean, you have guys on like eBay selling like a 501st, 5 troopers that are custom for like $200. So I mean,
Right.
it never really appealed to me, that broadly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even the custom ones are expensive as shit. And then you're like, oh, I'll just get a real one. And then the real ones are even more expensive.
Yeah, and then there's some people out there that just hand paint stuff, and oh my gosh, you're looking at hundreds of dollars on that one. I don't
Eric
think
says, I don't think I have anything that would be considered rare. So the rarities part isn't so much as like an object being rare, rather things that are rarely collected in the
Yeah.
hobby. So custom minifigs, not a lot of people get into those. Talked about custom sabers; those are kind of
Yeah, I
a
mean,
niche market.
in our group, I think Rainer is the only one that collects Lego. I don't know anyone else that collects Lego. Like,
Done one of the guys from
Not at
OFAC
that
collect a
scale.
little bit.
Yeah, Pete collects
oh,
quite a
Pete
bit.
does collect some Legos.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have a entire room in your house,
I'm actually in it right now.
yeah, dedicated to Lego. You, Rainer has like tubs of just Lego parts. Like if he needs something, he's like, oh, I gotta go find it. It's just like, goddamn, like.
I'm a connoisseur. What can I say?
Yeah, I don't know anyone else that collects Lego like that. So and that's an expensive hobby. So I would consider that rarer than like
Which
Black
is
Series, which isn't as rare as 6 scale collecting, which isn't as rare as like prop collecting. You know what I mean? Like there's levels of rare.
yeah, and I'm afraid I'll have to take the heat on not clearing that one up myself. It's my first time hosting, and I'm kind of moving a little bit quickly, so we're going to slow it down just a little bit here because
Alright.
I'm moving
Calm
through
down,
my
my
sheet
son.
a little bit too quickly.
Calm down, my son.
I know.
Pacify yourself.
Yep, I got my old whiskey right here. Just kidding. No, but in all seriousness, I was gonna do the next segment called Saber Stock Re-Update, where I go through what's been updated, but unfortunately, we ran into some technical difficulties, i.e., they took that page down. So, yeah, so I have nothing there. So instead, we're gonna cover what's new in the custom saber world. And Ultra Sabers has just come out with the Princess, which, for those of you who are not familiar with custom sabers, they use these names to hide
Loosely,
trademark.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
you kind of know what it's attached to without outright saying it.
exactly. So in the case of the Princess, it is obviously Princess Leia's lightsaber from Rise of Skywalker in that one scene that we saw at Plus One Ray had it. So it's you can get it in multiple colors here if you go to the Ultra Sabers website. You can, not hard to find, they're advertising it. But
Do you have a picture of it, or
yeah,
was that the technical difficulties?
Somewhat. Let's see here. Aha, here we go. There we go. It's not showing up. There we go. That's one of the many color variations that they have on
nice.
here. And you can see over here on the light, you get an idea of what the customization options are. You can choose different qualities of sound. You can choose, whether or not you want a stunt saber, which is just a saber to go out and chase people with. if you're into that.
Yeah, you could like literally run it over with your car. In terms of the blade, not the actual saber.
That's more of a Kyberlite, but yeah, pretty much.
Well, they have like the thickness and length, and it's like, what do you want to get out of your saber?
You can get a heavy grade
Um,
blade, and believe me, those are impossible to break.
Yeah, I mean, someone for me, I'm not gonna fucking sword fight anybody, so I can save money on the blade. Whereas maybe somebody like Zach is like, well, I'm gonna get one for me and my kid, and we're gonna fucking sword battle in the yard. So he would
Or
want to splurge.
or you can
And
just buy the hilt itself and not even worry about a blade. A lot of these sites give you that option as well if you just
yeah,
want a cool display piece.
that's cool. Although it's like, I mean, it's a fucking lightsaber. Like, what? Why would you not get a blade the color? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
of course. I mean, that's half the fun. So, Dean, you had a question for me?
I don't think I did.
Technical difficulties here, people. I am working out as best I can.
Wait, what
so-
happened with you? Shut down the screen, or
Yeah, I did.
okay?
Wasn't there other sabers?
Yeah, there were other sabers here. Let me take a look here because I was gonna give you a good example of what was going on with these names here. Like, here's another example. This is the Adept. I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay.
Stand by.
You're a
The
little loud when
Adept.
you're on the mic.
Cool.
I'm trying to guess what it is without seeing it.
It's gonna be pretty clear what it is once you see it.
Adept. I don't know.
Ezra Bridger.
Oh, okay. I see. I don't know what his saber looks like. So,
Nah.
I mean, it makes sense now that I'm hearing it. And this is Saber Forge.
So this is Saberforge. So here's another example of their tier system. They have the Initiate, which is just the hilt. Then you have Warrior, which is more of the blade and with no sound. And then you have the Veteran, which is one sound font. Champion, which is multiple sound fonts, and of course the Hero, which is balls to the wall, multiple colors, multiple sound fonts, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So the base price is about the same as a Black Series, but it's like just a hilt, no
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, just the hilt, no sound, no electronics. Of course, the nice thing about these is you can always add them electronics later.
Yeah. So the cool thing about Saber Forge, I don't know about Ultra Sabers just because I haven't spent too much time on their website, but Saber Forge, you can literally build a saber piece by piece.
Yes, you can. They have do-it-yourself saber parts. And
Like,
you
oh,
can-
I like this tube, and I like this ignition switch. I like this pommel. I like this clip. I like this emitter. And those are all interchangeable on, I think, all their sabers. So even if you bought a base saber and you're like, oh, I just wanted to have like this emitter on it, you could just switch it out.
for some parts, yes. Some parts are not compatible with each other.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
like obviously if you get like a Bane, which is a curved lightsaber, you couldn't just put any old piece on there.
Oh, that's true.
But most of those do-it-yourself sabers are just building a saber from scratch, just 100% your custom saber.
Which is super cool. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, like that's like kind of the dream, right? Build your own saber.
Exactly. Well, and I think we've covered sabers enough. This is a nice segue to introduce my other lovely co-host, Baby Yoda.
Hey, baby, yo.
Baby Yodes.
So
on Ox we have a want. Wait, what's on the back? Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell?
I gave him the
On
medal.
Ox we have a want to buy thread, and it worked out well. Dean was the first on the list. He got his Baby Yoda. Shout out to Dork Dad Joseph.
Yeah, dude,
Shout out.
that's
Lucky.
such an awesome. He came to my house right away. I was like, yeah, I'm just here. Again, I don't have a car. I was like, just let me know what to pay you. And yeah, he gave it to me at Reeds. I didn't even have to give him anything extra. But oh my god, dude, in hand, this thing is so freaking adorable, dude.
it does have a certain aura of cuteness to it. I'm not gonna
And
lie.
this is technically, I mean, for our group of collecting friends, I would consider this a rarity. It's like a doll. Like, what would you
the
call it?
hottest
It's a
item
plush.
right now.
It
Right.
is.
Or like a plushie. Like, who really collects plushies? You know what I mean? Like,
16-year-old
people.
girls.
yeah, and I'm definitely not. I'm a 30-year-old man. Like, I don't know. It's just like so freaking adorable. Like, it looks just like him. He's so cute.
Nice. So I know a lot of people are, we've covered a few different rarities in this one. I want to have a regular segment if the show becomes a regular thing called Rarity of the Month. And the idea behind this segment is y'all submit to me what you consider to be your favorite rarity. It can be in your collection or it can't be. I mean, it's
Ooh.
whatever you want to submit. I pick the top 3, we vote, and it becomes the rarity of the month. Now, since this is the first show, obviously, we don't have anything like that. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and pick the first one, which is my Sabak deck.
Hey, that's the actual Sabak deck.
Correct. I'm going to pop it open so we can take a look. So this has the actual Sabak dice, which are currently rolling out of my hand here.
Nice.
So it comes with 2 pair of dice here. I don't know how well you can see those.
Nice.
But these are the dice. It comes with, of course, the deck itself, which I currently am spilling all over myself. Technical difficulties. So it comes with, of course, the deck. And it comes with a lovely thing of play instructions here.
And this is the ones you actually get at.
This is what I got at Galaxy's Edge. Now, you can buy these on Amazon. For like $20, but this is the special kind that they have on Galaxy's Edge, and of course it has all the different hands there and rules for play.
Now, if you could boil this down, what card game is this?
It's a mixture of poker and reverse blackjack.
Okay, I don't know what either of that means.
So blackjack.
I mean, I know what poker is, but I don't know how to play it.
So let's start with blackjack. So blackjack is the goal is to reach 21 and to get your cards as close to 21 as possible without going over.
Okay.
The goal of Sabak is the reverse. You're trying to get your cards to get as close to 0 as possible without.
Uno?
Sort of, yeah. Sort of.
Zach,
But
have you
it's
played
like
Sabak before?
No.
But
Dude.
it's
Going back to Sabak, I'm just shocked that the Hot Toys Han Solo didn't come with a set of like at least just 1 or 2 cards.
yeah, that was disappointing to me. I mean, you would think
I almost want to make the
hand.
card because it should be easy enough to just make it front and back.
That's true.
But I
just
don't have the
card.
figure though.
True.
And I have really no desire to.
When this social distancing is over, we should have we should stream a game of Sabak.
I got the deck right here.
That was Corey's idea. In fact, Corey bought the game for us, but it was like right when I got into the accident. So
I remember.
What a guy.
So shout out Corey. What a dude.
Hell of a dude.
He probably won't listen to this, but
Is he that hell of a dude though? If he doesn't listen to Collecting Weekly,
I mean, you're not wrong. But
you say he's your best friend and he doesn't even listen to your favorite thing.
Corey for a very long time.
I'm just saying. I mean, if the door is open, if the desk is open, you know what I'm saying? You could always have a new best friend.
Yeah, Rainer.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, your first televised disc.
Oh.
He just left.
Oh, what a guy. Poor Zach.
Oh man.
He has to be all right. I give him so much shit.
Yeah. He'll be back. They always come back.
He probably won't be.
All right, we'll give him a second to come back. Well, while we're doing that, I was going to host a giveaway today for a Kyber crystal. Kyber crystal, yes.
Wow.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
There he is.
So,
big old smile on his face. That's a good giveaway. I didn't even know you were doing that.
oh yeah, I posted it on the thing, but it was kind of going to be a surprise. So today, what we're going to do is a little trivia. And the way I'm going to keep everybody honest here, I've thought of it myself.
I'm not kidding. Rainer has the hardest fucking trivia.
Yeah, it's true. I do. I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. So that eliminates the possibility of Google, or at least it should, hopefully. So without being said, here comes your question. And for just as a disclaimer, before I do this, I will ship for free anywhere in the continental United States. If you're overseas, we're going to have to work something out because I'm not paying to ship all that overseas.
Well, we only have 2 people watching right now. So if this doesn't go, I guess the first person to email you after the show can win, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? All right. You all ready?
What's the question?
All right. When in the original Knights of the Old Republic game, Revan was undercover on Korriban, investigating the tombs. What Sith Lord's sword did he try to take? Was he on?
I told you. His fucking trivia questions are so hard.
Don't hum the music. We'll get copyright claimed.
I love,
Oh, okay.
I love Revan, and I don't even know that. I have no fucking idea.
It'll be like episode 20 of Rainer's Rarity, and someone's gonna message him like, "Oh, I know the trivia." For episode
And I can
0.
obviously I can throttle it down a little bit if we get no answer.
Yeah, throttle it down like 20 levels because that was a little bit of a deep cut for episode 1.
Dude,
All right.
there was some other
Is this the right answer?
Oh, Manny actually got it. Nice, Manny.
Wow, what a
Oh.
guy!
Paul, yeah.
Isn't that the guy that's making like the FCC and everything, like all the whole? No, I'm just kidding. Dean is swinging a miss. I don't think you got it.
No, Junta Paul was an old school Sith Lord back in the day of the golden age of the Sith. Which, for those of you who are
100%.
Yeah,
Oh shit! Fuck, that's good. That's a solid joke, dude. Had you fucking God damn, that's a good joke, dude.
I can't believe that you didn't know that. I was
Just like, okay, one, it's not like, yeah, fuck that guy, dude.
That's Manny's face when he saw the trivia. He was like, "Fucking what?"
Okay, like that was a big deal. Like, I don't know, like 10 months ago.
Yeah, if this was 10 months ago, that would have been really
Dude,
funny.
fuck, that's hilarious, dude. Holy shit.
Okay.
That was
There was your derailing moment right there.
Round of applause for Manny.
100%. I know he Googled that. There's no way.
100%, but he got it within the time limit.
It's impossible. There's no way he could have Googled that in a minute. No way.
Oh, Manny, what a sweetheart. What a beautiful angel.
Dude, Dean, I think we need to make one more tier for Patreon. Like, like for sponsor or whatever, just to make it formal.
Yeah.
We can call it the miracle tier.
Miracle?
Because we have like angel, like saint, and then miracle.
Oh, wow.
I like it.
Well, Manny, you will now the proud owner of a yellow kyber crystal.
That's pretty cool.
What a
That's
guy.
yellow.
Yeah, that's Ray's kyber crystal, basically.
Oh, he's a big sequel trilogy fan.
Manny says, "I'm gonna return your clone." Laugh my ass off. What clone?
What the fuck? I just said you were a sweet angel.
Wait, what clone?
He called me Commander Bly.
Oh,
He bought you Bly?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I paid him for it, but
let's go back to
he was a sweet
if
angel.
you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go back to Baby Yoda. I think we kind of glossed over that one too quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
So I picked up some 20 gauge steel wire for my Kylo Ren to add a wire to his cape. And my only complaint about the Baby Yoda is that I'm not expecting like to be like this posable thing, but there's like nothing. It's like a plush with like vinyl hands, vinyl head. And I added some of the 20 gauge wire. I kind of just wrapped it around his arms and across his body and across the other arm, like a big string of wire. And now he has a little bit of posability.
Really?
His arms up and down. Look at him.
That's so
Look at that guy. He's like doing like the pick me up pose.
Yeah, it's like, hug me.
I love it. I love it so much. I didn't think I could love it more than I did. And I do. And yeah, that's kind of one of the biggest rarities right now because I mean, I think on Ox, there's some people that have found it today, but I think the list was like 8 or 9 people long at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, even
Well-
I think on the stash bin just now someone posted who's looking for him, got him for 30.
yeah,
So that should be next segment for episode 2, the hunt. What's going new in the hunt?
That's
That's
true.
a good idea. I think right now the only thing I'm hunting for is the Wicked Cool Toys Haunter and the Wicked Cool Toys Vaporeon. I think those are the only 2 things I'm hunting for. But
Honestly,
it's hard right now because you can't. I mean, you can go and hunt, but I don't really want to go and hunt.
exactly.
You know,
Also, it amazes me not that I doubt Pokemon as a franchise because it's literally been huge since it came over here.
Yeah.
Even I remember getting out of Pokemon right when they announced the new wave after the 150.
Mhm.
What is that, the Kanto or something?
Yeah.
But even after that, like Pokemon's always been on my radar. Like, oh, they're doing this, oh, they're doing that, oh, there's Pokemon swords now, like that's stupid or whatever. Um, but somehow I'm still amazed at how difficult it could be to collect Pokemon shit. Like, whether it be toys or cards or even the fucking games, like
You know,
they
there's
like how do they
some
do it?
truth to that. There is some truth to that. When Detective Pikachu first came out and Detective Pikachu stuff was all the rage, the only way I could find anything Detective Pikachu was in Monroe, Louisiana when I was visiting.
Honestly, I don't think I ever saw Pikachu stuff in person. It was always gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was able, and this wasn't even on the shelf in Monroe. That was the crazy thing. I actually had to look up on the app I was in a Target, and I said I had to look up in the app and say, "Oh, you have this? Can you go get it for me?" And have them pull it from the back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Zach. Is it like do you think they do that on purpose or they just
What's
can't
that?
keep up with hands? Like,
Well, that line, that particular that figure, I guess, hasn't like its full retail release is like June. Not for
oh,
Vaporeon, but for Haunter. Like no one in the world has it yet. Like I know they just dropped the Blastoise wave, and that was on Amazon, and it released like the first week of May. So I got it like last week.
okay.
And this should be like the second part of that wave. But it is
Okay.
hard to find. Like Manny says the only thing he's on the hunt for is the 89 Joker Pop. Can I add, Rainer, one rarity that I've been collecting
Of course.
this past week? So this is a little different. So please indulge me.
Okay.
But
That's what this show's all about.
I've been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons,
Oh,
and this game has like a really intensive like horticulture part of it. So you can grow fruits, you can grow flowers, you can make hybrid flowers, and one of the flowers that I've really wanted to get is a blue rose. I just think they look awesome. I know blue roses don't really exist in real life, and this is my little blue rose field. And I've been trying to breed them, but it's really hard. So this is the step in the game. Like this is how you get them. So you grow white rose seeds together, and they'll eventually hybridize to purple. You take those purple and you breed them with yellow roses from seeds, which will make more white roses. You then breed those purple roses from step 1 with the white roses from step 2 to get new purple roses. Then you get new purple roses from step 3 with yellow rose seeds. And basically, those make yellow roses and white roses. You get the roses from step 4 and you breed those together to get a new special white rose. Then you breed those rose seeds to get black roses. Then you breed black roses with special white roses to get hybrid red roses. Then you breed hybrid red roses with special white roses to get orange roses. And then you breed the orange roses from step 8 with the special roses from step 5 to get special red roses. And then all those red roses breed together to get blue. Once you
Geez,
get
it's like
blue,
old school crafting and wow.
once you get blue, blue has a 100% chance to make more blue. So once you get blue, like the hard work's done.
Oh, okay.
Now I had visited an island which had orange roses, which means you start at step 9. You just need one more step, which is like a 1% chance to get blue. But I had a good friend, Peter, from way back. He's been growing blue roses for a while. So I had a few, but he hooked me up with a bunch. And I posted them on Facebook today. With the Switch, you can take a screenshot and it like shares it to Facebook. And I had a bunch of my friends that are playing that are like, hey, like if you have spare blue roses, like that would be a godsend. Susan, who was on Creeps episode 3, and then our show last week, and will
and
be
in
on
our
again in the
hearts
future.
forever.
In our hearts forever. She was like, I will do anything. Like I have been trying to breed from step 1 to 10, and she's like, I've had no luck. She has every other flower in the game. And I was like, yeah. So I picked 2 bushels of roses and dropped them off at her island this morning. A few people from Ox, I need to hook up Shanna and Anthony Moore. They need some blue roses. and usually I get about 1 to 2 extra bushels a day. They'll like pop up in the middle of the field, so I have it like kind of spaced out where none of the roses are touching each other. And it's amazing, like the community, because I've had friends that are like, oh, I'll give you this item that you don't have yet for this rose, and it's like this whole marketplace, and they've actually made a thing called Nookazon. It's like basically just a marketplace where you could put things that you have for sale for in-game currency or in-game items, and then you can trade with other players, and it's really cool. But there's also what I want to do is, since I have these and they are kind of rare, I want to put them on Ox and maybe just have like one thread for Animal Crossing, and we can hook up our Ox members with some of these blue roses because they're like ridiculously hard to get in the game, and I have obviously a pretty nice little field of them. But
I have a
yeah.
few questions.
Yes.
Well, the first thing's not a question, but
Well, let me just, I don't know if this is your question, but eventually I just want to get a big field of blue roses. I found this really nice like stone tablet in the game, and on my island I have this lake that's the shape of a heart, and I've put the tablet there, and my dog, the one that passed away 2 years ago, his collar was always blue, and I want to make like a whole like tomb like thing of like blue roses for him.
Aw.
And so that's kind of why I was trying to breed some, because they're, in my opinion, they're like the prettiest blue flower in the game. They
that was actually shockingly one of my questions.
Okay, I felt like
Is
you were going to ask.
why the blue roses.
Yeah. So
Well, one, your little villager is super adorable.
I have a Gengar T-shirt that I made. I also have the Ox icon shirt in the game.
I saw your Ox one. It was cute.
And I really want to get actually yellow glasses now in real life. Victoria's saying that there's like some clear with yellow, because I'm like, dude, these yellow glasses look pretty dope.
Also, how long does it take to plant a rose and
it takes about 2 or 3 days to plant one? But if you have a bushel like this, like I was giving Susan bushels that were already grown,
yeah,
they can start reproducing like the next day.
No, so if you started at step 1, it would take.
So if you start at step 1 and you didn't have the shortcut
like
that I had,
month,
it would take about anywhere from 50 to 84 days to get one.
Dear
granted, you could actually,
if you don't fuck up.
Yeah, because you have to keep everything organized. Because some of the flowers that you'll make in the game, they'll be red because there's like a lot of different colors. But the difference between special red and like hybrid red or whatever, it's like kind of a little bit of semantics. Like if you mix the wrong red, like some of those reds will never have a chance of making a blue, if that makes sense. And it's all actual genetics. So this is a picture here of me and Susan. I was on her island. You can see she has a big field of purple roses, which are super hard to breed. She never bred any blue, so I have her 2 blue, and we took a screenshot with a camera of us celebrating her completing her.
So freaking adorable.
So go back to the picture with the blue rose field.
Yeah, let me pull it back up.
I would love to start playing Animal Crossing, but you can't get a Switch anywhere.
Yeah, that's the truth.
There was some hacker that created this computer algorithm that started buying all the Switches. And so like if you go to like Target or Walmart, like they're just not there. Because like the online orders get taken, which this bot, I don't know how they're paying for it, but so it's like impossible to get a Switch right now. So I'm SOL until I could find one. And who was I talking to? Someone said that they have a like a friend or relative that works in a pawn shop.
Oh yeah, that was me. They're not allowed to post them.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Because they're selling them like, like if you bring it into the pawn store, like they're not going to pay more than retail, but they're going to sell it way higher than retail.
Exactly.
At this point, because of the market.
It was a rhetorical what the fuck. Like I get it.
Oh, okay.
But it's like holy shit, like they're going that fast on like eBay and shit.
Yeah, he said they're selling out instantly.
That if you pawn it, like it's just gone. Like, and they're like, there's no chance for like me to find it in the pawn shop because they're posting it online and it's flying off the fucking shelf.
I mean, if you want one, I can tell my friend that he's the manager of the pawn store. I can tell him like, hey, I have a buyer if the price is reasonable. And I will give you blue roses, Dean, if you have them. But yeah, I just In the game, like I want to have like a field of black and blue roses because my dog was black and his color was always blue. But I'll probably put a picture on Ox of the little memorial because I actually made it like fenced off where like the villagers can't go in it, and I'm gonna plant some trees around it, make it like a real nice place because, you know,
Yeah.
growing up, like when our dogs passed, we'd always bury them in the yard, and I think now we're
Yeah.
doing like the whole cremation thing,
Uh-huh.
which is nice because you move places, you can have your dog with you.
Right.
So like I said, I get about 1 to 3 plants a day that are extra. So we'll hook people up on Ox if they need them because these are like in the in-game currency, like on Nookazon, I think these sell for a bushel, like I think it's like $1 million in the game, which isn't a lot of money, but it's like pretty substantial amount of money
Uh-huh.
where I'm at in the game. Like I'm barely making like $20,000 a day in the game, so $1 million is quite a bit. But yeah, I mean it was a really rare thing to find because when you go on the deserted island trips, like the chance to get to that orange rose island is like 1%. So you'd have to go to 100 trips to get one chance of that island. And
When
I
did
mean,
you
I
hit
just
it?
lucked out. What's that?
Oh, I was gonna say, when did you hit it? Did you go 100 times or
Well,
you
I
just
didn't
got
even know it was
lucky?
that rare. I was just like, oh, cool. I didn't even know it was a rose. I was like, oh, that's a pretty flower. So I picked it, and there was like 7 or 8 bushels on the island. And then
Uh-huh.
I got home and planted them. This was before I started like reading about it. And then I watered them, and they started making more roses. And eventually, a blue one came out. And
Yeah.
then I was like, that's cool. I didn't know they could change colors because I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about flowers. And then I Googled, and it's apparently like super rare. And then that's when I had my buddy who's played the game since like day one. And he's like, yeah, those are like pretty rare. He's like, don't like let your villagers mess it up. Like, put it somewhere where you can control it. Like I just had it out in the open.
Will the villagers
Um,
fuck it up? Like, I don't get it.
well, they can walk on the flowers and they'll ruin the flower, but the plant is still there. But then it takes another 3 days to grow back.
Wow, what a bunch of
So
assholes.
this morning I had a villager that was looking at them and he was like catching bugs on them, and I was like, get the F out. So I made a gate around all my flowers. So I'll show you guys on Ox later. But yeah,
Yeah.
these are super rare. So if you need some, if you're an Ox, let me know.
Yeah,
I
video
can make
game
sure to deliver you.
collecting is also kind of like I mean,
Is
we
it
talked
true?
about like Destiny guns or just
Or
online game like MMO shit. Like,
like mount collecting in World of Warcraft?
yeah, I'm playing what the hell's it called? Everwinter right now. And that's like a whole world I was not prepared to jump into.
Oh yeah, MMOs will suck your life away. That's for dang
Yeah, it's like,
sure.
oh, I want to get this. It's like, oh, you got to do like all this extra shit, or you could just buy it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna give you money.
That's called pay to win, and most real MMOs don't operate on that.
Yeah, well, this one does because they just want your money. I mean, literally everything is designed
Yeah,
to take
Yeah.
your money.
that's unfortunately the free to play model. Unfortunately,
So the next thing I need to get in the game is the crown. You can make a blue rose crown. And I'm gonna walk around the island with my blue rose crown like the king of the island.
Hell
that would be
yeah.
awesome.
So
So, are you like in debt in the game? Like,
yeah, so the way the game works is you start off on the island, you're going to this deserted place, you start off with a tent. And the guy that brought you to the island, he's like, well, the airfare, the labor, whatever, the materials for the tent, you owe me $100,000. You work your way to pay out the 100,000. Then you can take out a home loan. The home loan is like 150,000, something like that. And then once you have the home, you can take out loans for expansion. So I just got my first extra room, and Susan's house, she's already fully built her house. It's like 5 rooms plus the main room, so it's 6 rooms. Like you walk in, there's upstairs, downstairs, and there's 3 rooms. It's like 5 or 6 rooms, and her house is beautiful in the game. I was like absolutely blown away. And what I want to do is in the basement have the collecting weekly studio. So I have like microphones, cameras, a table. I mean, like you can get really in depth in the game.
how long does it take you to pay off that debt?
So I paid off the tent in a day because you can actually pay it off with this thing called Nook Miles. It's like, oh, catch 10 fish, you get 500 Nook Miles. So he gave you like an option to pay off the first one really easily. The house I paid off in 2 days. The first, and then once you get the house, you can expand it a little bit. That one I paid off in a day. And then the new room, it's $350,000, and I'm already a
damn.
third paid down after a day. So about 3 days like I'm at the point where I'm making 100,000 a day, almost 20 to 100,000.
Doing
But
what?
Sunday,
Fishing?
catching bugs, selling them. But Sunday, so the game has an in-game stock market, and you can buy turnips as much money as you have in turnips. They rot by the next Sunday. But every day there's a morning price and an evening price for turnips, and you basically play the stock market because they go up and down. So you could buy 50,000 bells worth of turnips and then sell them for like $1 million.
Oh,
God damn.
And then that's how you start. Like every Sunday you have to buy them. So the lady only sells them from like 6 a.m. to noon in the morning on Sundays. So you need to have to wake up to buy your turnips.
I'd probably still
But
be
it's
awake.
such a fun game. Like my wife is playing it. My kid likes it because the animals are cute. In my home, I have a clownfish and a I call it like a dory fish, surgeon fish. But it's so fun, and it's just like if I just want to dick around and play a game that doesn't really have a point, it's really nice. And not only that, but I can do like little nice things like make a proper burial for my pet, in the game, or I could like have anything. I can have like an official crazy ass studio for the podcast, or like just anything. Like it's just a fun game, and I've been online and visited people's islands, and like I had a friend, Jonathan, and his girlfriend Lori. They started me off pretty well in the game. Like they gave me all the tools I needed, all the stuff. And so as soon as I got the blue roses, I was like, "Hey, I'll go to your island, drop some off," and they were super thankful.
Nice.
But yeah, so it's just fun. So definitely, if you're an Ox and you need blue roses, hit me up. I think I have like 4 people on the list right now, but I'll get through them each day as I get more. So that's pretty much it.
cool. Well, we kind of already segued into our next topic of conversation, which is just general discussion with the guests. So, Dean, do you have any topics you'd like to bring up or anything you'd like to talk about?
Well, I mean, I'm getting more into depth on Tuesday, but I just picked up this guy,
Ooh,
Hot
what's
Toys
that?
Thanos.
Thanos, what do you think about it, dude? Dude, you stole that figure basically. Like the price you paid was like ridiculous.
Yeah, I got it for $265 shipped.
Ridiculous.
Nice.
Holy shit, it's fucking awesome. The size, the quality, if that makes sense, like it's just like solid, dude. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna break it.
Yeah,
Um,
some figures I feel like when you handle them and when you're
yeah, you
messing
gotta be
around with
real
them,
delicate.
they're real brittle. Like my Rainer is like that. Like every time I handle it, I'm like, oh my god, this thing's gonna fall apart in my hand.
Yeah. I just really wanted a Thanos. Like he's so fucking mean. And I was debating it. I got my government check in for the stimulus. And I was like, I'm gonna buy myself something nice because I've been fucking cooped up at home. And I was gonna get the armored Thanos, but I was like, you know what? Like
That's not the one though.
Infinity War Thanos is the one that fucks everyone's day up. I mean, he really just like accomplishes his goals. The armored Thanos gets beat. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was like, if I'm gonna have a Thanos, it's gonna be the one that won. So I just happened to stumble across him, and I worked out a deal. I got him 265 shipped.
Crazy.
And I got him in a day. Literally, I bought him Wednesday, and he got here Thursday. But yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. I need to buy one of those half shelves now. I don't know if you guys have seen those.
Oh yeah, the acrylic ones.
I don't know where to get them. I guess eBay.
Hit up Display Heroes. I think he sells them. Adam Falk, Falk.
Okay.
Getting into another rarity. I'm getting into quarter scale.
Quarter
Ooh.
scale. Ooh.
I picked up the NECA
this is
quarter scale
hot
Batman
news.
that begins. Breaking news. Big Bad Toy Store is taking their sweet ass fucking time to ship
Dude,
it.
it fucking pissed me off, dude.
Finally shipped yesterday, and
it's that $4 shipping. You pay somewhere.
Yeah, so I think Dean said he was gonna get the half shelf, but yeah, so I that should be here on Friday. It was supposed to be here on Thursday, but I guess they bumped it back a day because they shipped it Thursday, but it didn't actually ship until Friday night. Fucking cucks. But I'm excited. It's a pretty reasonably priced figure for quarter scale. I'm kind of thinking I might want to try to rearrange my shelves right here and lower that last shelf down. or something to be able to put it in a case. I'm honestly not too sure how I'm gonna work it though, so that's gonna be a cool figure. I've seen a lot of reviews from a lot of people, and it seems to be pretty good. So we'll see what happens when that comes in. If it's gonna be a keeper, or if I'm gonna even enjoy the scale.
Oh man, I've always kind of wanted to dabble in quarter scale because the Iron Mans are fucking sweet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I faced the same problem when I was gonna get the Vader. It's like, where do I put it? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, because I need to make at least 20 inches of space, and that's
yeah.
call it that.
My Vader takes up 2 Detolf shelves worth of space. So yeah, space is definitely an issue.
yeah, it's I don't know. I also like, other than the Darth Vader is like an easy one. Like, if I was gonna get one, I would definitely get that, or like the Boba Fett. I think the Hot Toys makes a Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I think I saw one Heroes the other day.
But I can't think of a quarter scale like right now that I would like go buy today. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know, Zach, you wanted that Batman for a while, and that's not the first time you've ever mentioned it.
No, I
We've
mentioned
talked
it like
about
on
that
episode
figure.
25.
Yeah, we've talked about that figure quite a bit, even just our personal discussions.
Yeah, though,
So,
and the
like,
one review that really sold me was Dean Knights, because he was like, "This figure is better than the Hot Toys and the Interbay, which are $500 and $800 figures respectively."
I can't believe you still found it in stock.
Yeah, Big Bad Toy Store had it in stock for $30 off. It's like $100,
That's crazy, because when did they make that?
like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, like, for a toy to stay in stock that long, it's kind of crazy.
And in my opinion, I mean, I personally like the Batman Begins suit the best. I just think it's
Yeah,
like
I
the
know it
most
has
true
like
to
the
the
neck
comics.
problem, but a lot of people prefer it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, like, tactically it makes sense in the other movies, but it just looks fucking goofy. He has like this big fucking square bat head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
What
were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I interrupted you about that last point.
Just now?
Yeah, you were gonna say something about. I had talked about it for a while.
Oh yeah, like when you told me that you bought it, I was like, oh yeah, of course, because you were looking for the Hot Toys, and I was like, I don't know, I just don't think you're gonna find it as cheap as you want to spend. And I was kind of giving you a hard time, but I also like to keep you in the realm of possibility, you know.
And I think
I
I
don't
may
like
still
to
have
let you
found.
get your hopes up.
Yeah, I may have found one because my like fun money check is on Wednesday,
Nice.
and this guy has one, and he wants a certain price, but I think we may come to a deal. If he doesn't send me the pictures that I want by like tomorrow, I think I'm just gonna cancel the deal because it's just been like really slow, the communication. And if he does, though, he wants to sell it with a base, but I don't want the base. So I think I'm gonna try to sell that base parted out because it's a DX12 base. So
I'm pretty sure you can make money on it.
Yeah, and I don't really need that. Nicholas says, Dean, did you end up ordering that Spawn figure?
I did. They charged me yesterday. I was like, fuck, there's 19 hours left. I still really want it. Like, I'll just fucking order it. So I ordered it.
Yeah, so now I got to figure out where to put it because I mean, I have the space. Let me see if I can show you. I have a space picked out for it here in that shelf there. You can see the crotch grabber.
Yeah.
But
is it tall enough?
It is.
Okay.
It's like a 27-inch shelf.
Oh, I keep forgetting how big that NECA figure
But
is.
I want to keep it behind glass. That's the only reservation I have.
So in the cabinet behind you?
Yeah, but none of those shelves are 20 inches. The tallest one is 18.
Can you cut one of the shelves in half?
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't want to do that.
Can you take those shelves out and then put in a new shelf?
Maybe.
A new,
because
like,
they do
half
adjust,
shelf?
so I could make it one shelf 20 inches, but then the shelf above it becomes a little too small for 6 scale. So I don't know. I don't really want to drill a bunch of extra holes.
Well, just sell me the Mark 46 and then call it a day.
Okay. $680, friends and family.
No, I'll pay what you paid.
I paid $680, friends and
No,
family.
you didn't. I know for a fact you didn't.
Anyways,
What about you, Rainer? What do you? I know you purged your Black Series collection the other day. So what are you
Yeah.
getting into?
Right now, not really anything new other than possibly getting deeper into the Saber world.
Okay, that's fair.
You know,
Dude, I
for me,
really
it
want
was,
a custom saber. I just don't want to spend the money.
yeah. Well, see, for me, it was more about making space, and for me, I was really more in love with the hunt with the Black Series.
Right.
Like I was enjoying riding around with my friends, and just trying to hunt these things, and it was always fun. You never knew what you were gonna find.
Right. Usually nothing.
Yeah, usually in this town.
Yeah, I definitely like. I mean, there were times where you and I would hit the road at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was good times. It was good times, and I realized, when I was just buying the figures off of somebody like Buddy or just buying them off of Amazon, it's like that thrill's gone. There's no point.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I stopped buying like every figure I could find. I just started buying the ones that I really genuinely wanted. So
And that's what I did too for a while, but something was just missing. It's
yeah,
it's the thrill of the hunt, basically, is what I figured out. So,
yeah.
well, I think it's about time for final thoughts, gentlemen. For those of you stuck around to watch this train wreck, I do apologize, but thank you for sticking around. This was my first time hosting, and I
I
would
think you
like,
settled into it towards the middle. I think at the beginning you were kind of nervous.
yeah, I
But
could say
right
that.
about the midway point, I think you really settled into it. So
Yeah.
congratulations on your pilot episode 1. Manny says, "Great show! Congratulations, Manny! Big round of applause for Manny. Won the trivia episode or trivia of the episode rather.
What a guy.
What a guy!
So,
Handsome
but
man.
well, this will be the first time I ever do this exit, but
Well,
thank you.
actually, real quick,
Go ahead.
I think we should mention the recording schedule for this. I think you said this would be a once a month program.
Correct. So this is going to be once a month, probably every third Saturday, maybe something like that. We'll get with I'll get with you and figure out a good day. But
Yeah, and
it's
if you
gonna be
have
once
any
a month.
topics of discussion y'all want to talk about, hit up Rainer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I collect fucking spoons or whatever. I know there's some people that collect.
Just an FYI, I will not accept booger collections. I don't want to go through the shaping and the texture. It's
Ooh,
just
what
too
about
much.
that lady that makes turd clocks?
Oh,
Those are rare.
Manny says creeps is 5 times a year. We've already burned through 3. So.
Yeah.
Oh crud! Well, keep my eye out.
Well, yeah. So if you need any blue roses, hit me up on auxiliary, or as Eric says, the ox, whatever that means.
I don't know why
Well,
I don't know why he says that. I almost want
Well.
to kick him out for saying that. Like, please
Hey,
start a
man,
new group called
kick
The
him out
Ox.
for freedom of speech.
Well,
it's
Rainer,
happening in
send us
San
off.
Antonio.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I
God.
want to thank my lovely co-hosts and guests here for joining us today. And as always, beautiful people, stay rare, stay golden, and we will catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
Oh shit, Rainer, we didn't even hit the live button. We haven't
Did
even
we
been live this whole
really?
time. Dude, what the F? You were supposed to hit it, Rainer.
Rainer.
Are you're screwing with me now, right?
No, Manny can see the chat because he has StreamYard.
No.
Are we serious right now?
Dude, 100% serious. We didn't even record any of this.
Don't fall for that.
We got to start all over, man.
Don't fall for that, dude.
All right, screw this. I'm going home.
I'm just kidding.
You are
All right,
home.
guys. You are home. What? Right before the show started, Rainer was like, "All right, good, we're good to go," and he slapped on his wrong set of headset, and we were like, "What?" He's like, "All right, guys, I just took a big swig of whiskey," and they're like, "Yeah, apparently you have the wrong headset on." It's wild. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. Have a good one. Thanks again for tuning in.